Welcome to Private Equity Profits. Clifford Locks is a certified board of director, a trusted confidant to CEOs, C-level exec, and high-potential employees to help them clarify goals, unlock their potential, and create actionable strategic plans. Seth Green is the nation's foremost authority on growing your portfolio companies with direct response marketing. He is the founder of the direct response marketing firm Market Domination LLC, and he is an 8-time best-selling author who has been interviewed on NBC, CBS, Forbes Inc., CBS Money Watch, and many more. Cliff and Seth interview top players in the financial sector, focusing on private equity firms, venture capital companies, and family offices, discussing developments and trends shaping the industry. These experts will share with you how they've grown their businesses and increased profit, and how you can too. And now, here's your host, Cliff Locks.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Private Equity Profits Podcast. I'm Cliff Locks, your host. A number of our listeners have requested that today's topic be addressed. I agree it's crucial preparing portfolio companies, senior executives for a successful exit, and deliver a substantially higher valuation for these exits. I think you'll agree that the knowledge in the right hands is a powerful tool to build substantial value. Today, we will discuss an educational opportunity for your portfolio companies to help ensure they will sell with a 1.5x average valuation increase, which translates into millions of dollars of additional captured value. A little background information. I'm sure you're familiar with the executive MBA programs and the value of the participants gained from these educational programs. One of the foremost EMBA university professors is Ash Singh from INSEAD University. He runs the final capstone program, and all of the students are required to attend to graduate. The students call him Professor Ash. If you're located in Europe or Asia, you'll be very familiar with INSEAD. The top U.S. MBA program in the U.S., including Harvard, Stanford, and the University of Pennsylvania, are the same level as INSEAD. Many of the U.S. MBA students are looking for an international experience and enroll at INSEAD. This leads me to share some great news. I really enjoy listening to our global financial investors and private equity listeners and our esteemed guests. Following their input, I co-founded with the global team at the Hyperaccelerator, a new market-leading mergers and acquisition accelerator program to help founders prepare to sell or merge their companies within a 100-day global M&A virtual accelerator program. The M&A Hyperaccelerator program will prepare portfolio companies to be acquired and maximize their exit value, the integration, and life post-sale. The M&A Hyperaccelerator educational program is time efficient for your portfolio company executives. It runs for 100 days and meets once a week for 90 minutes via Zoom. The M&A Hyperaccelerator program is perfected for portfolio companies for private equity, and we'll get into the details about this particular program as we go through these quick slides. So to introduce you to the professor and the coaches that will be behind the program that will enhance the value of your portfolio companies, Ash Singh, professor, myself, Cliff Locks. You have Nilay and Paul. And all four of us have built multiple companies with successful exits. Paul has also had a couple of IPOs behind him. About the program, the number one business accelerator in M&A methodology is practiced at the top global business schools and corporations. So we have built a program toward over 5,000 entrepreneurs in the last 10 years in 50 countries. Plus, the individual students that have been represented have been over 55 countries. And we've created over $1 billion between the funds that have been raised and the exits. We get a very high level of ratings from the students. It's a 4.8 out of a 5. The program has been hosted in 25 different countries. So it's the number one globally ranked entrepreneurship program. We really do understand entrepreneurship, and our curriculum is intensive. It's interactive experience designed to elevate the experience of your executives in your portfolio company. And we use a hybrid scenario-based environment. And these are the publications that have covered Hyperaccelerator program. I had mentioned INSEAD. INSEAD really is one of the top MBA programs. When you look at Harvard, Stanford, University of Pennsylvania, INSEAD is right there. And you can see US Berkeley, MIT, and some of the other prestigious universities. The number one business acceleration and M&A methodology is taught in high schools, colleges, universities, and corporate. That's really the history behind our organization. The challenge large companies everywhere need to know that M&A is unquestionably the best way to achieve growth. Most business owners, however, do not recognize the opportunity they have through mergers and acquisition process and do not have the knowledge to pursue an exit. Understanding the mergers and acquisition deals is crucial for any company and serious about growing. The truth about M&A: the most brilliant, savvy business owners don't wait for an exit opportunity to come to them, but they have the vision and are proactive in seeking M&A deals. Think about your portfolio of companies that you have at your PE firm. 95% of companies are not prepared to sell and do not know the process, leading to poor deal execution and leaving millions on the table. The companies that have started with us, I've had some tremendous success. Here, Transferwise has an $11 billion valuation. Multiple companies have had IPOs, including exits to, Google, Bristol Myers, Squibb. So the foundation of the program is built on 100 days. And what we'll do with this 100 days is we'll do a 90 action-packed minutes a week. So it's not going to take a tremendous amount of time for your executives inside your portfolio company. It runs for 100 days. You'll find that we do a sprint. And the sprint is really based on the ability to coordinate high value with the student and make sure that they have the foundation to thrive. And we'll get into the specifics. You'll see that we run 7 sprints. There's the 7 sprints. A sprint is 2 weeks. So week 1, we'll end up teaching this information here. Week 2 will be one-on-one, a little bit of homework for the individual executive, to put this in action, and the one-on-one coaching. And you'll find that consistently the role playing and the coaching is a bi-directional resource that's sitting in there. And then some additional resources will come in on a fractional basis, fractional CFO, fractional legals teams. We'll get into the why. Why are we selling the company? Why are we putting it into play? And the value it will bring to the individual acquirer. What is your company really worth? Well, in essence, it's the valuation analysis. Understanding the contrast between the buyer and seller. They have different motivations. Building the purposeful story is extremely important. And then we bring up the role playing, presenting and pitching your exit story. The second sprint, we'll build a strong foundation of M&A process and timetables. Building the team out of rock stars within your team and fractional team members. Your company's due diligence and the financials, the analysis and building the virtual data room. Taking your company to the next level by understanding the typical sales process. Again, the role playing and the boardroom strategy review. Sprint 3 will increase your valuation. What needs to be behind that and the story that has to be articulated to do that. We'll supercharge your value proposition and prepare you for the marketing that needs to be done. You'll know your market and benchmark your business. You're going to develop a truly profitable M&A and business model. We'll do the role playing and we'll present this strategic plan to your board. During sprint 4, we're going to build a solid story and features that buyers and sellers will love. We'll work on how to structure and position your company effectively, the role play and pitch your acquirer, their CTO. During sprint 5, we'll build the M&A perspective and deal memo. We'll complete the strategic plan and battle plan. We'll do role playing and pitching your acquirer and CMO. You'll also see that we continue to do this. See the one-on-one pitch? So this is the second week after we actually have the learning that takes place. The same thing here, the one-on-one mentoring and meetings. Sprint 6, we'll do the due diligence and coordinating the buyer's questions. We'll coordinate the bids and financing arrangements. We'll curate the investor's pipeline and strategy and PE buyers. We'll role play and pitch your acquirer, CFO, so you feel very comfortable. And then sprint 7, here's where we have the warm introductions to potential acquirers. We'll do the role playing and pitching and acquiring. This will be to the Chief Human Resource Officer. And then we'll actually have a day where you're actually going to do the pitching to PE firms and strategic acquirers. And then the idea, you're going to have a curated investor pipeline, all set, ready to go. Okay. So you can see this takes place over 13 weeks, 100 days. It's 90 minutes a week. Okay. And you can see the 13 weeks. Okay. One of the values that we're looking to bring into the conversation is improving your valuation and get the acquisition ready. So one of the value propositions here is you'll see the 1.5 times the average valuation increase by going through the program, plus the confidence that's increased for going through that process. So some of these executives that you have in your portfolio company have not been through an M&A process. So bringing up their confidence on the execution side is critical. So the hyperaccelerator difference, okay? So we're taking the market intelligence, we have artificial intelligence, the human intelligence, and we're combining this. So these open AI powered apps for milestones and metrics, we have the machine learning in place to help you discover your priority matrix. You'll learn from top entrepreneur professors. We have shared that earlier with you, from business schools and M&A professionals who've already had successful exits. You'll get feedback from insights from EMBAs. So we've invited in some students from INSEAD and some of the other earlier mentioned universities that will be collaborating with your portfolio companies to help them with their data room and also enrich some of the modeling that will take place that can be put inside the data room. So some of the hard work that's done by the potential acquirers in the modeling will already be in the data room, which will help with the valuation. And at the end of the day, it's about collaboration with the fastest growing companies around the world to prepare for your exit. You'll have access to research-backed entrepreneurship curriculum and methodology, and real-time advice from executives, and real-time feedback from investors. We are selective in the program. We really want to make sure that the individual executives from your portfolio company will thrive, grow, and learn, and have a very successful exit at a higher valuation. We've run over 5,000 students through the entrepreneur program, and we understand the characteristics of those executives to make sure that they will thrive in that program. Pricing. We have our COVID pricing. So half the tuition is underwritten by sponsors, mentors, and investors. So your real cost is $25,000 or $5,000 a month. Okay. So you can see it's about 50% of it has been underwritten. And the other side of it is we'll ask for 5% warrants to align with our expectations and your expectations. So you've got 100 days, but you can see, the funds are going out a little further out. So we are accessible to the team, post. We run something called the boardroom program, post 100 days to continue to engage with those students. I want to thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Our team looks forward to enhancing the success of your portfolio companies. You can reach me directly on email at cliff@investmentcapitalgrowth.com. Again, that's cliff@investmentcapitalgrowth.com, where you can reach me directly at 631-338-2114. Again, that's 631-338-2114. You can learn more about the program at startupcourse.com and click on the M&A applications. Again, visit startupcourse.com and click on the M&A applications. Thank you to our listeners. I look forward to being back with you shortly for another episode of the Private Equity Profits Podcast. The show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC.